Yo-ay-yo, home varay. Yo-ay-ra, ja-room running G.
What are you doing?
I'm giving people something to look at while the episode begins. Hello!
Stop it, you're gonna like get...
I'm fucking dizzy.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Lexx... Why don't...
That was a bad mistake.
What did you crunch on? The remote?
No, I didn't hit anything. We watched...
Lexx Appeal. Actually,
Tits Appeal.
We watched Lexx.
This is episode Twilight.
Twilight. It was not about vampires, no vampires.
Yeah, they had zombies instead.
And no love triangle. Well, kind of, well, no, not really. I mean...
Like there's like a love pentangle. Love pentangle, because...
A rhombus! There was a love rhombus. Love rhombus sounds like...
Because Zev loves Kai,
rhombus.
Stan loves Zev, the goth
and
girl...
no one loves 790. No one.
790 loves Zev, the lesbian girl, lesbian goth loves Zev. Lyekka loves everyone.
And that she can eat.
Yes. Okay.
She doesn't love 790.
This is the first one we've done of these for a while. Blame fact.
Everything. We had to go to... I had work to do at university, then we had to go to Scotland, and then we died of... What are you doing to the camera?
We're too low down in the shot.
Okay.
Don't mind me.
Right, so...
See? Does not look better.
It does look better.
Okay, yeah, we were doing a hell of a lot. We were actually not going to do this today because I'm getting over sickness and Omega's sort of still deep in it. But we decided you need to see another Lexx Appeal. Plus my camera broke.
Yeah, when you had to send it to England, did you not?
Yes, just like 10 minutes from where I actually used to live in England. God fucking damn it.
So if only you could have sent it to yourself in the past.
Yes.
Well, so yeah, so this episode...
I love this episode.
It felt like the beginning kind of felt like it was written by some of the people behind Mr. Science Theater, especially during the Pro Forester years. Like, I think I could have seen Mary Jo Pell in the role of the mother, quite honestly.
Lexx, if you look at it in some certain ways, it could be described as what a sci-fi show done by the Mystery Science Theater guys would have been like.
Point.
You know, I can see similarities.
So this takes place on planet Resurrecto. That's not his name, it's just what I decided to call it.
Planet Roomba! But it's not a vacuum, the robot. And, okay. First of all, this is the planet where the divine predecessors, the divine shadows' bodies, but when the brain...
There's like so many, there's like limitless divine himself.
Because traditionally, you know, as probably explained back in season 1, but when a new divine shadow happens, they perform the kiss, where the essence of the divine shadow gets passed from one to the other. Then the brain of the old one is removed, and then it is sent up to become like an advisor. But the body, we didn't know what happened to the body. And this one is reveals it gets sent to this planet with this crazy radiation that means that it's constantly alive. So basically, planet of the divine shadow, planet of the Pope zombies.
His divine zombie horde.
Yes, and so Stan he's got a problem.
It's a kind of mineral deficiency that suddenly
selenium. I think that's a real mineral, a real sort of thing, but I don't know if it would... I don't know if anything else is accurate.
It means he's passed out. And dying.
I'm dying! Oh no!
He doesn't say that. He goes more. So they sent out, like, a distress tweet. And... Because that's basically what they did. They sent out a distress tweet. In 40 characters.
And then the bird.
And then... So on the one island on the planet of the zombies, there's this one cleric who's stayed, and his horrible wife and their horrible daughter, and every night they're being besieged by his divine zombie horde. And they actually have a really cool communicator. It's like the Clockwork Owl from Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
The good Clash of the Titans. And
so they're like, oh, come to our planet. We're totally awesome. I mean, I'm just saying.
We can totally help out your captain because we have 792.
They do. They have a 790, but he's 792.
He's like a doctor robot.
Now here's the thing:
he's Alistair.
Yeah, because he had like a monocle and a little mustache.
He's like, hello, I will look after you. Oh, look, you've got problems with your selenium. Hello.
It's the most whimsical zombie horde of the season.
Yes.
But so for once, Kai's like, "Oh, I know that planet," and they're totally lying. Zev's like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah."
No, he didn't.
No, no.
He said that they're not untrue.
Oh, okay.
He was.
I thought he called them liars, but he's like,
No.
"Yeah, there's like something about the core, and it like basically resurrects the dead, but we have no choices." So they went there.
It's weird that Kai had no idea what it would do to him.
Yeah. So because it's one of those episodes where we're like, "Oh my gosh, Kai could break the plot in 5 minutes because we haven't bothered to write really good plots." Oh, by the way, the radiation affects him, and he goes crazy.
He turns into a thespian poet.
He does.
With an obsession with wheels.
Yeah, the wheel turns.
It moves around. It makes an ancient rumbling sound.
Yeah, he's basically possessed by one of his divine poetessors.
Yeah.
I made that joke over dinner. I did. I made it up.
Yeah. I'm thinking what's happened, because Kai has the memories of thousands of people that a divine shadow killed. And he's got the memories of more than one divine predecessor. So I'm thinking that this is like a poet that was killed by a divine shadow whose memory he now has. And so he's just remembering fragments of an actual poem and he's just repeating it and doing variations.
But I mean, it gives the actor
like
a chance to stretch his chops. So.
Yeah.
And he play with skulls.
It's a bit like improv jazz poetry is what he's doing.
Oh God, I hate jazz and I hate poetry.
He's improvising and he's moving around the central theme of rumbling wheels and stuff like that. And he sort of does different things going from that core thing.
He throws some zombies off a cliff and then he laughs and it's really great.
And he's got like this skull and he's making it say the lines. It's a ancient rumbling sound. And he has like a flower.
He does have a flower. No, so here's the part I was like, oh, I bet you they're going to take Kai out of the mix for some reason because he'll break the plot. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, or they could remember Lyekka exists and does stuff with her. And she's like, oh, they never remember that Lyekka exists. But they did remember that Lyekka exists. And so they land this planet. And the 792 was like, oh, he needs selenium. Fortunately, this guy's shampoo has selenium in it. So give him some shampoo. It'll be alright.
Yeah, this guy is basically Dom DeLuise.
Yeah. And this is the family, the parents hate each other. The daughter's like, shut up, I hate you, shut up, oh my god, things and stuff. Except her makeup and her hair is like 1992 Judy Gold. So it's really weird.
She looks like a teenage goth version of Cassandra Pentagast.
No, her face is the wrong shape. Cassandra has a very definite face. Defining. But yeah, so she's like all sorts of leching on Zev, which is not really working because Zev is straight. And
got the lesbian zombie episode.
And it's not what to really call it. I mean, there were some zombies and there was like one lesbian. So
lesbian zombie episode.
But anyway, so yeah, so basically...
the same way that the other one was a teen slasher episode. It's like they took these sort of things, they're like, let's just jam them together, it'll be great.
So basically, you know, at some point, the husband and wife are like, wow, let's just steal the Lexx and make off with it ourselves. Because I'm like at the point where like, don't even ever leave the ship, you guys. Because every time you leave the ship, anytime you trust anyone, they're like, hey, I know, let's steal the Lexx.
I thought it would have been a nice change of pace if they hadn't tried to steal the Lexx and they were going to keep to the deal, even though they're a bunch of scumbags, and they died anyway.
I was like, from the first scene, I was like, I can't wait till these guys die. I hope they get eaten by everyone. But so they trick Zev into going outside of the castle, and Kai is fucked off to have poetry time. So she gets locked out with the zombies, and they throw Stan's body over the wall, which should have killed him, but it didn't. And he's reviving. Right, so he's reviving, and then he's like, oh, I'm fine, and then they get attacked by zombies.
He revived after being thrown over a wall where it should have killed him on a planet that revives the dead. Stan is dead!
Well, anyway.
Conspiracy theory.
So then Zev gets bit by a zombie, and somehow picks up zombie pathogens, even though the Divine Shadow zombies were already dead when they got there. So she's slowly becoming a zombie.
Even though she's not dead.
Even though she's not dead.
I think it's some sort of like embalming fluid because it's yellow. I reckon it's.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Well, there you go, partner.
There you go. Well, you're the one who describes Northern Irish people as a bunch of British rednecks.
Yeah.
So, or Irish rednecks, whichever. But
I never said that.
If it could be some sort of embalming fluid. But it's not like a mineral, or it's not like but it's a biological one, so it can actually spread like a virus. That's what I'm thinking. That they put it like little strain of these things into and it grows over the course of the trip to the planet or whatever, and it's rather than replacing all the blood with it, and therefore she got bit, and so then it's spreading in her bloodstream, so that's why Kai can suck it all out at the end.
Spoilers, but so yeah. And then Lyekka wakes up and says it's 791 because they left 790. They left him on the planet. And she's like, I'm hungry. And he's like, well, can't help you. They're all on the planet. So she goes down, eats the body of 792, because apparently he had one of those bio bodies. Then she stalks around, and then she encounters the teenage girl who's like, hey, baby, how you doing? And she eats her, and then eats the mother, which made me happy. But in the meantime, everyone got back into the complex.
And the dad got eaten by Zev.
And Zev goes goes full on zombie, and she eats the cleric.
Eats Dom DeLuise.
And then eventually, Lyekka brings the ship back, and they all get back onto Lexx, and then
Lyekka exists.
Yeah, she gets to eat people. So then Kai is fine because he's got away from the planet, and then he sucks the poison out of Zev, and then she's fine again.
I love Crazy Kai in this.
Yeah.
Because Michael McManus, he is, as I understand it, a very serious theatre actor. He's very, very serious about it. And it's nice that, you know, most seasons of Lexx give Michael McManus something different to do every so often. Like earlier on this season, we had him turning into a serial killer. And this one, we just got him being sort of silly crazy. And then later on, like in season 3, I believe we get a glimpse of Kai, his spirit, in heaven. And, you know, living Kai in heaven. In season 1, we had little bits of where he was alive. Later on this season, we get to see other bits where he's alive.
Okay.
And in season 4, we get to see Kai as reincarnated as a human, you know, interacting with Zev, and he's basically a really, really pretentious, you know, theatre actor and performance artist.
No.
I got the feeling that they were just parodying Michael McManus the way he actually is there. But it's nice that they give him something else to do. It's a bit like Brent Spiner in Star Trek Next Generation. You know, every season or two, they let him play another character, whether it's Lore or
because that's his thing. Because he played that the redneck character in Night Court. You've never seen Night Court, have you?
No. But I know that Night Court starred one of the guys from the Black Gestapo.
Oh, the guy who played the bailiff?
Yeah, the black guy.
Yeah.
That was the villain from the Black Gestapo. I think
Oh.
it's the villain. One of the main characters.
He's a really nice guy on Night Court. If you've never seen Night Court, look it up because you're young. It was basically a sitcom. It starred Harry Anderson right before he went on to be played Dave Barry in Dave's World. Someone else was in it that I remember. It was famous. But I can't think. It's a really great show. Just look it up. But Brent Spiner played an occasional redneck who was occasionally part of the cast. And so when I first started watching Star Trek Next Generation, I was like, why is he not funny anymore? But so, you know, they're gonna... Well, you know we have to get to the end of it.
I wanted to explain something else, but Michael...
Oh, fine.
Okay, now this is partly me explaining something to Omega, but this is also partly sort of me imploring any of you audience guys who might be able to help me with this. You know, this is a severe long shot. The director, Paul Donovan, who created Lexx and co-wrote most of the episodes, stuff like that, he directed a film about 3 years ago called Blessed Be. And it stars Michael McManus, and it seems to be about a bunch of American evangelical Christians who go to Germany and horrible things happen to them. It seems to be like a remake of The Wicker Man, and it's Michael McManus stars in it. And I cannot see any information about when it came out, if it's come out at all. It's been finished for years, and yet it doesn't seem to have been released. If anyone has any information, please let me know. I want to see this.
If you know, write the show.
I want to see him play a crazy evangelical and probably get killed. It'll be great.
You just. Probably email the director or follow him on Twitter or something.
You don't often get to see, Kai and other stuff.
He's like old now, though.
Well, he's older, but you don't get to see the actor much and other stuff. Brian Downey, who played Stan, he's in a fuckload of things. Like, he was in Millennium. He was in the pirate film in the Beethoven series, along with Jeffrey Combs, which was just surreal, and Luke Mockry's dad. He's in a fuckload of things. He hobo with a shotgun. But Michael McManus, no, because he's primarily theatre. So it's like, I want to see other things with Kai. I want to see Kai and other things.
So anyway, so they're like at the end, like, well, you know what? Stan says, let's just blow up the planet. And Kai's like, why? There's no one alive on it. He's like, I don't care. It would just feel good. I want to blow the planet up.
You should have grabbed the head, because that head was awesome.
Yeah, I wanted them to take the head of 792, and then they got what heads? One good and one evil.
Stick them on a shelf together, make them yell at each other.
Now kiss.
That would be so good.
It would. But so they turn around, and he goes, Lexx, turn us around. And I say, it's going to be Mantron Arms. Mantron Arms are going to come in and eat the planet. And then Mantron Arms came and ate the planet. Oh. Boo. But yeah, so that was a good episode, I guess. I got to see people get eaten.
And we're approaching the end because, yeah, we have,
wow, we eventually...
Patch in the Sky, that's a good one. That's the one which features the guy who played the Divine Shadow's voice, but he's playing another character. And
Didn't he pass away?
No, he's in Gerontophilia.
Oh.
He's
Who's
in
the one that passed away?
that I don't know, but it's basically the Wizard of Oz, but with cosmetic surgery, and one of the main characters is played by Rogue from the X-Men animated 1990 series.
Oh.
And the wizard guy, the Wizard of Oz, who is the Divine Shadow, he's recently starred in Walter Borden. He recently starred in Bruce Raspberry Reich, the Bruce's new film about a young gay guy who's in love with older men, and so you get to see gay porn with him, which is great. Then you got The Net and the Web, which are basically the same story back to back. It's a bit like Rashomon. It's a bit pointless, but yeah. Brigadoon, the musical episode. This was the first, I think, individual musical episode of a non-musical show that would ever been done in 45 minutes. So he did it before
Joss Whedon?
Yes.
Joss Whedon did.
This was done beforehand. And it's a stage musical episode, not a film musical episode, which makes it even weirder.
Okay.
You got Bryzon, which is fairly pointless, and then The End of the Universe.
Which we know is not the end of the universe. It's just a season 3.
Well, it is, because that's the light zone gone. It's still the dark zone.
Oh, right. We're running out of zones.
Yes.
Oh. But so we had to say about that.
I can't wait for season 3. It's only 13 episodes. It's it's an ongoing storyline. It's like one 13-part story.
Wow. Oh, we have a fan now who runs a Lexx fan site. So maybe what we can do is put the URL of their site in.
That'd be cool.
Maybe get some traffic.
I do think it's a bit odd. I didn't realize that there were many Lexx fan sites online. I'm glad, because Lexx is fucking awesome.
Well, I was just surprised because it's like a lot of the shows in the 90s, like the net was so young then, and so a lot of the at least the sites I used to go to, like back in the day, like my X-Files fan sites, are gone the way of GeoCities.
Well, with Lexx, I know they had an official site where you could actually directly ask the critters questions.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I don't know if that site's still there. That's where they got the nickname the Supreme Beans.
Beans.
And but other sites, it's nice that they're still around.
Yeah, so
certainly deserves to be remembered, unlike say Babylon 5.
No, I like Babylon 5. You watch your mouth. Just because you didn't like it. I used to go in the basement and watch it on a little teeny TV down there.
Would you rather watch Dark Justice?
Which one was Dark Justice?
Early 90s show about a judge who by day is like presiding over court, and by night is a vigilante.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's also pretty much Daredevil.
No.
But yeah, that exists.
No, but I did. Now I have to say that I did kind of check out somewhere during the Shadow War. Like as far I watched the pilot episode, and because I like what's his face.
You watched
Bruce
Boxleitner wasn't in it until season 2.
Yeah, I know. When I was really upset when he got when he got on the show, because I was like, no, the other guy, I liked him.
You liked Michael O'Hare?
Yeah, I did. But then I like Bruce Boxleitner because he was in Scarecrow and Mrs. Kane.
That's my family. They ended up loving Babylon 5, but they hated it in the first season because they thought it was terrible.
I liked the first season.
Well, they hate it, but then my mum insisted people start watching it because she loved Bruce Boxleitner, and then all the rest of the family became big Babylon 5 fans. Well, I never did. Well,
because our mums had the same 80s crushes.
Which is surreal.
Richard Dean Anderson.
Oh no, my mum's not. It's my mum's two ones were Pierce Brosnan and from Remington Steele and Bruce Boxleitner.
Oh, because my mums were that, but also Richard Dean Anderson.
Yeah.
I think she still has a crush on Richard Dean Anderson.
You know they're remaking
From MacGyver.
You know they're remaking MacGyver?
No.
They're making her a woman now.
Oh. Well, is it a reboot or is it different?
I think it's a remake.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be fine with that.
I don't think it's a daughter or something. I think.
No, I didn't want this to be like, it's modern now, and we have iPhone. Well, I guess.
I'll make a wireless router out of a toothpick and 3 lions.
Yes. Because MacGyver could do it, and he did it all.
Because
technology he did it all without violence, because he was non-violent.
See, as technology gets more and more advanced, the concept gets more and more ridiculous, which is possibly why they should remake it.
No, because it would be like...
It would be so silly.
No, because he would be like Adam from Mythbusters. Adam and Jamie can make everything. And throw in Grant so he can do all the electronic stuff. They can...
Yeah,
do
well,
it.
I'm just saying that the technology, the things that he will need to make the story happen these days, the technology is going to be higher, so it'll be harder to do out of random crap. That's
No,
why
it
it'll be
wouldn't.
funnier.
Because chemistry hasn't changed.
No, I'm talking about if you need specialist stuff like
Yeah, well-
I need an iPod to do this. I'll make an
They're
iPod.
not gonna make an iPod. That's stupid. But like,
I'm just thinking you need something to because the '80s, the stuff he was making was more low tech than the stuff he would make now.
yeah, but it was always in a situation where you had to work with what you had.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
it gets more ridiculous.
who's gonna be the bad guys though? Because I remember the bad guys were always the East Germans, the Russians, and the Chinese. Always, without fail, or agents of some, South Asian banana republic kind of thing going on there.
Most likely the Chinese and probably criminals, just local criminals.
That's true. Or terrorists.
I don't think that. I think that they'll probably just keep
Steer
away
clear
from
of
that. Simply because it's a little bit too actual.
But MacGyver's past was like he did have a past.
Yeah, but
he
the show
did have some government involvement.
Tone-wise, I'm expecting the show to be somewhat silly, and they'll want to keep away from things that are currently
But
violent.
it wasn't. So it was deadly serious.
And the tone from the new show, I'm imagining it's going to be quite silly.
I don't want
so
that.
I think they would want to keep away from current violent things. The Russians, although they were current, they were also very far away, and there weren't actually people getting Americans fighting them at
That's
the time.
a good point.
So they would probably want to be less serious about it.
But we don't have any But
I could be wrong,
China,
though.
had that whole communist thing going on. Now they're just capitalists, and who cares now?
Capitalist authoritarian,
Yeah, but it's
taking
not.
the worst from both.
It's not as scary as it was in the '80s when they could be trying to do shit with the East Germans. It was all very, very Eastern Bloc, So those people, those communists over yonder. But sometimes it was drug dealers. Like one of the guys one of the kids at Mac, took under his wing. He got in trouble with the drug dealers, and Mac had to go sort everything out.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, and she never used guns. He only used, the only time I can actually remember him using a gun was the episode where he was on the top of a cooling tower. Don't laugh. And, and it was about to go into meltdown, this nuclear plant was. And the guard had been attacking him, and he threw the guard to his death or something like that, but he had the gun, and he took the gun, it was a revolver, and he bashed it against the thing until the chamber fell out, and then he used the gun as a wrench to pull the thing up, and everything vented, and he didn't die somehow in the superheated radioactive steam. That's another story. And he saved everyone. He used a gun, but he didn't shoot it, because that's not how MacGyver did it.
And before any angry comments happen, please, about my comment about the Chinese now taking the worst from both and being like capitalist authoritarians, please remember, I am a pinko.
If you're a capitalist authoritarian, write the show.
I am a pinko effete European from a country whose the second biggest political party in are pretty much communists.
What does effete mean?
It's like, hello, I'm European.
So watch MacGyver.
So yeah,
Is the
bear that
bottom
in
line.
mind before you be all like, anti-capitalist. European, motherfucker.
NHS. Dog. I just have to say, I went to the doctor's and I got a prescription, and I didn't have to pay for shit. And
The prescription might be free as well.
It was free.
No, the actual getting the thing. Depends. You might have to pay to get the actual medicine, but it would
No,
only be
I
like
didn't.
£5.
No, I didn't because she told me not to fill the antibiotic prescription unless it got worse. But I got the little nose things.
Okay.
I have to pay for that because
Okay,
I
cool.
asked at Boots and they said no.
So yeah.
So that's our story. You should totally watch Lexx, also MacGyver.
Possibly too much information. Oh well.
Yeah, that's our lives. That's the gay agenda coming at you live.
And if you love the camera, it's different from the previous one. This is Omega's camera, which we might use for Lexx Appeals from now on, rather than me carting mine around.
So bye, everybody. See you next Lexx Appeal. I can see you in the viewfinder. You think that... No! Stop, don't.
Bye-bye.